And Cody, you are muted, my boy.
Man, I think we are now, what, 4 for 4? Is that 4 for 4? All right,
We're doing it a
4 for
lot.
4. Welcome, everybody, to episode 13 of Blood and Silver here on Hard Knock Dice, also home of the Across Eberron campaign, which takes place at 5 p.m. on Saturdays. We are running a little late, everyone, so thank you so much for your patience. Someone will go ahead and do an exclamation mark charity in chat. We're just going to remind you all that we are raising money with Extra Life for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. To quote a certain prestigious individual, open your hearts and wallets for a good cause. It's not hard to be a hero in real life. It's much cooler than being a hero in fantasy. That being said, let's get back with the recap. The slow occupation of a city by foreign powers disguised as friends, the incremental changes in economic priority bringing wealth to neighboring nations while stripping the people of liberty, comfort, and fortune. The immediate and unwavering violence brought to bear against those who cried out for change, for representation, and for freedom from foreign oppressors. These are the tribulations faced by the people of the city-state of Griffin, at the hands of the religious zealots of Altus, the military powers of Karath, and the wealthy merchants of Zorgine. Our heroes, mercenaries of sorts, stand with the people of Griffin, having thrown in their lot with the rebellious movement known as the Order of the Dawn. First by rescuing the young strategic genius Valentine Pascal, and then by eliminating the threat of the opposition's own military leadership, General Spiros Rokides. Having chosen a path less sullied by blood, they contacted him and his brother Alikos, reaching an agreement and a backroom deal that the Karothi troops will withdraw when the time is ripe for the Order to make the final push to retake the city. Despite the good news, the trials of the Order are just getting started as the conflict begins in earnest. Many tasks lay before the outnumbered and outmatched revolutionaries as they continue the uphill battle to weaken the governor's political and military position enough to claim the city once more. The party is ready themselves for the next steps, Serafina taking a position at a prestigious bordello as musical entertainment to make contact with another member of the Order, taking measures to get the young but enthusiastic orphan Max to the safety of the countryside, and otherwise preparing themselves for the next stage of the revolution. All of that being said, party, what are you doing?
I have dinner plans with a certain friend at the Rowdy Drake.
Yep, because you had just gotten back with Gaia from the Carnation for the first half of your day, right?
Correct.
And you guys were on your way back to the Seven Jesters, so you have the rest of your day before your dinner plans with that certain individual at the Rowdy Drake. Roderick and Gaia and Apollinaire, who is missing. Oh!
No, I'm here, what's up?
Got it! Oh, okay. Never mind. So Apollinaire is here, just as a ghost.
I'm here. I'm a ghost in Skype, alright? Leave me alone.
Noted. You're a ghost in Skype, and I am very small on the screen.
Holy Jesus God! What the fuck?
I
Fucking
kidding
playing whack-a-mole. Oh my God!
So, just for context, viewers, we did have to have a change of who is hosting everything. It's caused a little bit of a mix-up, so we might have a few more technical difficulties than we're used to. So just
pretend like it's not happening. Just keep going.
And Spectrum has power internet outages in my area, so
yeah, and
it's
one
fine.
of our players has an internet outage almost entirely. So
no, you can see him just fine. He's right there. Look at him. He's right there.
We're gonna roll with these difficulties, and we're still gonna tell a good story today. So we're not gonna stress it. Just wanted to let you guys know what was going on with all this stuff. So, but yes, so we know what Serafina's end-of-day plans are. Serafina, did you have anything you wanted to do with the rest of your day before that?
I think the other thing that I was planning on doing was providing Valentine Pascal with the schedule that I set up with the Carnation, so that he knows what's going on, and I think the last thing, just like to sort of shore up some of the like things that Serafina has been doing, is send a letter to the college, the Bardic College, saying that I need to take a temporary leave of absence to take care of my dear old uncle because I have been missing so many classes, and
A few, yeah.
yeah, lots and lots. So, but also it'll give me sort of a back, what's the word I'm looking for? An excuse that if I need to talk to our the lieutenant guild master, whatever his name is. Let me look at my notes, maybe. Sasha Orvry?
Sacha Alvray.
Haha, yes. So, like, if we need to go talk to him, I still have a reason to be at the college. So, just try to sort of shore up some of our connections in the city.
Gotcha. That is easily done. As a matter of fact, when you go to speak to Valentine, he can arrange it through Sacha that you don't even have to make the trip up to the Bardic Collegium unless you just particularly want to.
No, it's more of the combination of I need to at least provide them context, because technically, like, I am a student there still, so...
Right, no, that is an incredibly simple piece of paperwork, and with his prestigious position, Sacha Alvray can easily have that done without it, rustling any feathers or having any roadblocks.
Perfect.
And Valentine can arrange that. So, through Lai Feng, of course, because Valentine can't really leave the Seven Jesters, so...
Right. Yeah, aside from that, like, my big moments are tonight when we have conversations with
Right, perfect.
our fat friends.
So, which of you other three rascals would like to go next?
As I understand it, we had just got finished harassing a Franzlin agent.
Yes, harassing is the exact right term for it.
And I'm a little fuzzy on, it's been a full week. Did we turned in that information, right? Did we get back and say, hey, the Franzlin is helping out?
You either did it directly or you stated your intent to do so.
Okay.
And just for the sake of expediency, just like we're doing with Serafina and her discussion with Valentine, that's also another thing that can be easily done. Valentine's there. He's available during most of the day. That information can get passed along without much fuss.
Okay.
So unless you had questions for Valentine and you wanted that to be a full discussion, we can hand wave that was passed on.
I'm good.
Right. And was there anything else you wanted to do with the rest of your day?
Get my sleeping schedule back in order.
What do you mean?
Get your
What's wrong with it?
A resting
meditating schedule?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Apollinaire or Gaia, whichever of you feels the most motivated.
What?
For your activities for the day, Serafina and Roderick have both spoken.
Well, let's see. I just I just charmed a Franzlin agent who will know he was charmed in
Very
like
quickly, yes.
59 minutes or so. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Assuming that we kind of by that juncture had kind of completed the original objective of casing the general area and seeing how the general populace seems to be reacting to things that are going on. Probably play it safe and head back to the Seven Jesters. Yeah, because that guy also recognized me, so I like being alive.
Yeah, no, it was a very visible expression of recognition. So if you guys are just heading back to the Seven Jesters, and Gaia, you were with Serafina, were you making any detours or anything you wanted to do?
Gaia would remain with Serafina, but on the way, just picking up little bugs and placing them in a jar.
Okay.
Especially worms.
You know what? We haven't rolled any dice yet this session, so I'm gonna roll a worm
Roll for
finding
worms.
check. We're gonna roll for worms because
Roll
what's
for
D&D if you're not rolling dice? It's just improv. You gotta have dice.
It's true.
It's a good worm day. Found lots of worms.
It's a good one.
Oh hell.
Never
yeah.
skip worm day.
Never skip worm day. So yeah,
Lord.
any like critters or anything that you're wanting to find, they're not like crazy difficult to find. You can collect as you go. Probably get some weird looks, but I mean, you look like a child, so you probably don't get that many weird looks. Kids play with bugs. That's a pretty normal thing, actually. Now that I think about it, so never mind. I take back the weird looks.
Yeah,
Um,
facts. Children with bugs is the thing.
Yeah, I was like, wait, no, never mind.
Pretty
We're
normal,
completely
yeah.
on the track of normality here. So the day goes by, you have accomplished your earlier tasks, you've gotten some information, and you've all spoken to Valentine. When you spoke to him, he was, incredibly busy. As things are ramping up, it has gone from him sitting there sorting papers to him and several others going over, multiple sets of, mission plans and stuff. And so a room that usually had him and maybe Lai Fang now has like him and 6 assistants. But that is about all that has changed since the last time y'all have really had an update. So, Serafina, we know that you are getting ready to go to dinner here in just a couple of hours. What are you wearing? How are you approaching this dinner?
I
Full
think
plate.
full plate. No, I think that I am actually wearing something very similar to what I wore to the military parade. So I'm wearing like nice pants that are a little fitted, and a white top with blue embroidery that just sort of harkens back to conversations that we had in the past. Because again, I think Seraphina's, I don't think she's apologizing anymore to Alikos, but like he's done a lot for our team, and like I do like him. He's a good person, and so just reconnecting and reestablishing trust and friendship.
Gotcha. Sounds good. As this day draws to a close and she's getting ready to leave for Kimon's Rowdy Drake, are you guys going to be doing anything out in town, or are the rest of you going to be staying there at the Seven Jesters?
I would like to stay at the Seven Jesters, but I would also like to take some time to employ the services of my friendly neighborhood warlock to see if I can understand the intricacies of this cool shield I have.
Huh?
Maybe do some field testing on it a little bit.
Logic, what exactly is it that you're wanting me to do?
Well, I mean, I've inspected this thing, right? It's got some real weird magic to it, and
Plate, yes.
I feel like maybe it might do some magical negation or reflection or something like that. But, and it can toss around fire, so, go ahead and throw me some light fire or something like that.
The silence is real time.
Are y'all just doing this in the theater
Like we're just
area?
in the movie theater, in the theater.
Movie theater.
Hey, fucking Griffin, high tech.
Listen, everywhere is a fire hazard that Roderick's involved, so if you throw around some fire, it's really not upping the hazard level.
So to clarify, you're wanting upon her to chuck fire at the shield or
More
something.
specifically, just some magic stuff. He knows he definitely knows you can burn stuff. So he's asking, if you want a scorching ray or firebolt him or something like that, you go right ahead.
Firebolt.
Yeah, I know. What Warlock's gonna get firebolt.
Logic, is that? Are you sure that is a good idea?
Ooh, but I mean, there's only one way to test it out, right?
Roderick, you said that you are in the Seven Jesters.
Yeah.
Like where I probably am up in my little balcony getting ready. Like I think I've divided my space so that like Maximilian still has like a place to sleep, but I have a little bit more privacy, and I peek over and go, "Don't burn down the building. I finally actually kind of like it."
I have no intention of burning down the building. I do not think that just filing magic. You can do magic. Why do you not use your magic to test on the shield?
Well, I mean, I use my magic to make it. I think maybe it probably don't work with my magic.
Why are you so concerned? Guy's going to cast firebolt.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
So Gaia Firebolt.
Yep. With a 19.
Misses.
Technically misses.
Theater's on fire.
Would that have hit?
Let's see.
If you did not have the shield.
The shield currently gives me 3 AC. You said it amounts to a +1 shield at the moment, so my standing armor class would be 20. So it would still have technically missed. It would have impacted me.
So, are you saying that you would have been, cooperating to try and make sure it hit the shield?
Yeah, that's the whole purpose, is testing the shield.
You wouldn't need to make an attack roll for that then if y'all are working together.
Oh no.
So, as you figure out the nuances of this shield, and you're getting in little bits of flashes of intuition, would you like to use the lesser or greater reaction for this shield?
I think I want to roll
fucking
for
do
it.
it.
I want to roll
Fucking do
for
it.
it.
Gaia explodes.
Okay, so I did low for the lesser and high for the higher. That got a 99. So we're going for the greater.
Fucking go.
Excellent. As you are, attuned to this item, and you rock back a little bit as the force of the firebolt strikes the shield. A whirl of sigils that you have never seen before. If, in your experience of magic encompasses like 1 through 10, this is as if seeing like the number 10,000 for the first time for someone whose only numerical experience is 1 through 10. And
Okay.
the shield grows hot, and the sigils remain burning on the front of the shield.
Oh.
You may now release that spell at any point in time before your next long rest.
Holy
Huh?
baby Jesus.
Does that only work on single target spells?
Oh my god.
If he gets
Are you gonna slot my shield up with a fireball, then take a short rest?
I'm just trying to figure out.
Poker face. I'm gonna make them blow themselves up trying this.
I'm just trying to figure does it work? It's AoEs. Does it work against a fireball?
So I will send you the details of that here in a little bit. I have to dig it back up because once again I have left all of my notes on the other side of the house, so I'll get those on break. But yes, you will have a.
Just have a fireball.
I'm not even gonna spoil it. I'll let you reveal it on your own time. But for the moment, just being aware that you have a firebolt, as if cast by Gaia, charged into the shield until your next long rest.
This is a
Hell
reactionary spell storing weapon, or like spell storing ring. Like
That's wild. Okay.
Guy
just go,
will run up to
yoink.
it and just. That is so cool. Where did it go?
I mean, it feels like it's, charged up in these sigils. I mean, I really don't know what they mean, but I kind of know what they mean. And like, I'm getting the sense that, like that spell's just kind of like frozen in time, and I can shoot it back out if I needed.
That it did not just shoot out on its own. That
Well, I
must
mean,
have been very
it's-
good. I was worried about that.
It's kind of stuck in there right now. It's like holding it.
That is very strange.
No, I mean
Sure.
it's.
She'll poke the shield. Just. Oh,
I will also let you know that is a once-a-day ability, so...
Yeah, I would imagine.
I was like, I'd hope so. Jeez.
He can do it proficiency times per day.
Fuck. We're fighting a spellcaster?
Good lord.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so
God damn.
you revealed one of the uses of your brand new mystery metal shield.
Nice.
Mystery metal.
Mystery metal.
I think I literally told you what it was called last time for simplicity's sake, but I mean, Kent knows that, Roderick doesn't know that. So as far as Roderick is concerned,
Yes,
that's the mystery
metal.
metal shield.
It's some metal. And I tell you what.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Wow.
Yes,
Oh, man.
Roderick? Or Apollinaire?
What's that? What was that?
I said yes, Apollinaire.
I'm baffled. I'm also deciding somebody needs to go with Seraphina. But normally I would say I would be the least what's the word I'm looking for? Conspicuous individual. But that may not currently be the case.
Oh, I mean, we should always have a partner when we leave, and me and Apollinaire are probably wanting about the Franz lanes, and now the Franz lanes is, kind of being goons for the governors and stuff. So,
Say I'll do accept.
I mean, Gaia, can you go with Seraphina as, I don't know, like her uncle's cat?
Little kitty cat.
oh yeah. Of
Just
course.
Happens to
They
have
have,
things.
they have seen me before with
Or
Seraphina, so
Great niece.
And yeah, I mean, if of course, if you run into any trouble, how far is the Rowdy Drake from the Seven Jesters?
From what I remember, it's not that far. It's
Relatively
no,
close.
It's pretty close, yeah.
Dungeon Master, is that correct?
Say again, sorry, I was reading something.
Is the Seven Jesters? Is it how close is it relatively speaking to the Rowdy Drake?
I mean, they're on the same layer.
Right.
So nothing on the same layer is crazy far apart unless you're literally going from one end to the other.
Right.
Probably like 30, 40 minutes.
That's pretty far.
I thought that
I mean,
I
on
thought
foot.
that the Carnation was that far. I thought the Rowdy Drake was more along the line, like in between the two.
Oh, instead of going from memory, I'm just going to pull it up real quick. 1 second.
Yeah, DM.
How dare I not have a...
You gotta have
magnetic
the
memory.
photographic memory. Come on, man.
That's good. As you're doing that, I'll say to Gaia, Gaia, you can come as a cat or as a person. It's up to you. The Rowdy Drake knows you as both. So
There shouldn't be anybody looking for you specifically at this time, so
correct.
it should be okay.
that is true. And I can get more bugs.
You
I
could
mean,
get more bugs.
What you need bugs for?
I am not grabbing bugs.
So, the Seven Jesters Theater is located in the Emerald District
Mm-hmm.
of the third layer. Kimon's
What did I
Rowdy
say,
Drake
green?
is in the Sapphire District, which is one district to the south. So, kind of moving one burrow over. So it's probably closer to like, I mean, if you're hustling, like a 20-minute walk.
What about a jog?
I mean, you're
Or a
moving through busy
sprint?
city blocks is. I don't think you're gonna be sprinting unless it's like 6 in the morning.
I've got my personal Andre the Giant. Like, everybody move if
They have to
necessary.
have somewhere to move to, though, is the problem.
They'll figure it out.
I've been to enough conventions to know how hard it can be to move through crowds.
Yeah. No, I think to sort of assuage Apollinaire's worries, I say we will be in company of our allies. If something terribly goes wrong, I'll bring my swords, because at least I know that they also are armed often, because these are folks coming off of work. So I think we'll be okay. And if it's really dire, I'll send a message. I'll send a little fox to get you guys to us as quickly as possible.
Very well.
So
Okay.
All right. The hours go by. You're dressed and ready, primped and pampered, ready to rock. You've witnessed weird fire shenanigans. You're ready to go. I forget, did you tell anyone that you were meeting Alikos?
I aside from Roderick and Apollinaire, I did not.
Okay. But you did tell them. I couldn't remember offhand
Yes.
if you'd told them that you were going to meet Alikos specifically.
Mhm.
So yeah, away you go. It's busy. It's, early evening in the Carnival District. So, yeah, popular. You get a Kimon's Rowdy Drake. It's rowdy because it's popular. Let's see. Something real quick as I try not to throw my dice all over the floor.
Why would you do that?
You get there and you see Alikos for the second time in full civilian attire, waiting outside. He's posted up, looks a little anxious. He's doing that whole
So I approach him and I say, "Fancy meeting you here."
Serafina. Yes, what a coincidence.
Shall we go find a seat?
Oh, I already have a table reserved.
You're so smart.
Okay, he just taps his temple right along with you and opens the door for you and gestures for you to go in.
Okay.
Gaia scampers in too.
So you're in cat form, right?
Oh no, she came as a person.
Oh, but you just chose to scamper as a person. Got it, cool.
Yeah.
You're, Gaia, I was not expecting you to join us.
I look to Alikos and go, in these specific times, it's important that we don't go anywhere alone.
Makes sense. Let's take our seats.
Yes.
He leads you up to, it is not a private dining room like y'all have used a couple of times before, but it is kind of set aside in like an alcove, so it's not the main dining tables that most people are seated at. It is a little bit more private. It has one of those where one wall is a trellis that has some plants growing on it that separates some of the alcoves. Y'all are in the far left alcove out of 3. So while one is a trellis, the other 2 are solid walls. Gives you a fair amount of privacy, and it cuts the noise down just a little bit so that you're able to talk without having to shout over each other. There is already a opened bottle of wine and goblets set out for 2. As y'all take your seats, Alikos, gestures to Gaia. Would you like a goblet as well? I will have them
Yes.
bring one if you do. For sure. He kind of throws a hand up, kind of getting the attention at one of the staff. Anything you would like to say while you wait on the staff to come back by?
Gaia will kind of whisper over to Serafina. Do you want some privacy?
When I went to talk to him alone, I will ask for you to go get us some beverages. Is that all right?
Okay. I also I was just going to cast a tiny hut. Make myself a tiny cave.
In the
If the,
in the restaurant.
In Lucky
Sorry,
Corner.
sorry.
In the room.
I'll mind my own business.
if you would like to, Gaia, it is up to you.
You know,
I'm gonna- Go
it's
ahead.
20 feet wide. It's 20 feet wide.
It's 10 feet wide.
No, we've had this discussion. It's
Okay.
huge.
It's a 10-foot radius, which means it's 20 feet across.
I just want to point out that
Big sphere.
a rocky outcrop just appearing of any size in the middle
It's
of a
a
packed
it's a
restaurant
bubble.
would probably raise
It's a
few
bubble.
eyebrows. Well, for flavor reasons, Gaia has
Gotcha.
flavored theirs
Oh, that's
as
true.
a
That's true.
grotto.
Yeah,
so.
that's right. That's right. That's fine.
Although I'm sure
Don't worry
a
about
random opaque bubble appearing would not really be just a whole lot better than a rock formation
It's fine.
appearing. So
I think I can getting drinks probably is better.
I think so too.
Alikos doesn't know what y'all are discussing because he hasn't seen this phenomenon before, so he just minds his silence while he watches you two talk.
That's a smart man.
Every once in a while, she'll just kind of whisper at Seraphina and like glare over at Alikos.
I message Gaia and go, he's a nice man. Please, it's okay.
He called me a child.
Honey, you are a child.
I am not a child.
As
Only a
y'all are,
child would have a hissy fit like that.
y'all are in the middle of this telepathic back and forth with facial expressions that probably have Alikos wondering what exactly is going on. When a member of the staff does show up, Alikos, pardon me, sir, could we get another bottle or another goblet, please? Gets a raised eyebrow about the youth at the table, but Alikos, while not quite as famous and powerful as his brother, is still a ranking officer and a regular, so there's no questions asked.
Yeah. After he has that interaction, I lean in and tell him, so business first. If your brother can arrange things for 2 days from now for Maximilian.
And this might just be a blip in my memory. Had y'all not already arranged for tomorrow evening?
I hadn't sent a message, or so if timeline serves, I talked literally this morning is when I talked to Maximilian. I was gonna this conversation tonight with Alikos for
That's
2
right.
days.
That's right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So, easily done.
Okay.
He looks over at the staff and orders an entree. I'm not going to, on the spot, come up with Karothi cuisine. Probably something involving goat or perhaps seafood, as they are a powerful navy nation as well as having mountainous terrain. Are the both of you ordering food as well?
Yeah, I think it's mostly just like hand pies or whatever, whatever's available, the house special, as so to speak, and
For sure.
yeah. And I think for the first like let's call it like 20 minutes or so, it's mostly just like light chatter as we drink the first glass of wine, and then I indicate to Gaia that maybe she should go fetch us some beers or something.
Okay, yeah, sure. Catching up, he tells you about common conversation stuff, nothing subterfuge or anything too serious, just about, maybe a little bit of like Karothi customs and how the weather's different here. It's small talk, but he's trying to come up with small talk that you might find interesting. Maybe some of the trees or natural aspects of Karoth, because you said you had not been or seen Karothi landscapes before.
Yeah. I think it also in turn of just like from the couple nights before or whatever when we had the meeting of like sort of filling in more information about the Sylvanwood of like, yeah, those trees were stylized, they don't actually grow that way, so on and so forth.
Right. He seems genuinely interested to hear all of it. Although whether he's interested in the subject or the speaker is a little bit less clear. But he's invested. Some time goes by, you finish your first goblet of wine. These are big goblets. It's probably half the bottle between the three. And Gaia, are you getting up to go grab another bottle of wine from the bar or what?
Yeah, when Seraphina says to go get the drink, Gaia will. And most likely probably get into an argument with the barkeeper. Probably a very loud argument. Of, I am an adult. This is not for me. This is for that man and Seraphina.
All right.
Certain...
There are 3 bartenders here, and I rolled for each of them to see if they've really encountered changelings much. I mean, everyone knows what changelings are. They're not like crazy rare. But there's a difference between like knowing they exist and being familiar with them, what they look like, anything like that. So because one of them has met a couple of changelings, you will eventually be able to get your bottle of wine. But the other 2 have never seen one in person and don't believe you at first. So it's gonna take you a minute. So while Gaia is navigating that particular speed bump, Alikos looks over as she walks away. So, we wanted to speak in private?
Yes.
As I throw my d20.
Oh no! I sort of pause a minute and go, you said something the other day and it struck me that I feel like in more acts of honesty of how do I describe this without
No, you
embarrassing?
tell me.
I know, it's more of you are a gentleman about most things, and so I'm trying to be delicate.
I don't think most people refer to a hard-riding soldier as a gentleman, but I'll take the compliment if offered.
Well, you have only ever been a gentleman to me. So, a couple of things. I am 100 years old. The Sylvan magic has extended my life, which is why I look like this.
So, you are 100 years old?
Yes.
He doesn't say anything for a few minutes because that's a lot for a human who has never met anyone with that kind of longevity to process. Especially to look like someone a fifth your age.
Yeah. And as he's sort of collecting those thoughts, I go, I have never really found the need for intimate relationships, mostly because my life has been around other elves, and I have committed my life to the mission of my people. And so, how do I say this delicately? I don't really vibe that way. When I go to the Carnation, it is just a job. The beautiful women there are just beautiful women. The handsome men are just handsome men. Doesn't really light any fires, to continue this metaphor.
Ah, I see.
But that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy companionship and friendship and deep companionship with folks. Which is why I'm trying to be honest and open with you of, I enjoy your companionship. I enjoy spending time with you. I think that you are funny and fun. But you are young and you have a life ahead of you. And I do not want you to get confused that I am not interested, because there is not something, that's not even something that I would even have thought of.
He's quiet for a few moments. After you finish speaking, he takes several swigs from his goblet till it is empty. Refills it, maybe takes another sip, swirls it a bit. Thank you for your honesty, and I appreciate and value your friendship in whichever form it may take.
Yes.
And that will not change what I originally wanted to call you here to speak about.
Okay.
I have not discussed this directly with Spiros. He lowers his tone just a little bit. He's not whispering, but he is being more cognizant than he was a few moments ago about his volume and who is nearby. It is my understanding that the soldiers of the Order are just farmers, laborers, salesmen, merchants. Do you really expect to be able to win a fight against trained and armored soldiers with that? In short, I'm sorry, this was not meant to be a drawn-out conversation.
No,
just one moment. These are real pauses. He is pushing to get this out. He looks troubled and conflicted, his brow creased. He is looking at his wine goblet as much as he is looking at you. I will offer my services to assist in maybe some training of your fighters. It will have to be by necessity and consistent, as it will require me to be away from my own duties, which I will not abandon. But I figure it could help.
You were not wrong. I myself offered my own training though not as probably as pervasive as yours, to my compatriots. Again, keeping cognizant of the folks around. Because, and I think I tap my hip where I have my short sword and go, you didn't see it the other night, but I am actually pretty handy with these.
It is more than just swordsmanship.
Yeah.
It is fighting as a unit. It is operating in groups, how to defend, how to attack. There's much to it beyond how to cut and stab and block. And it can make all of the difference.
So then, this goes into thinking of something that I have considered that I was going to suggest, because as we move forward, you are our connection to your brother, but we have to make this clandestine. But it's not clandestine if you and I are seen as a couple, where,
Right.
of course, Seraphina is seen with Alikos. It's to be expected. But again, this goes back to, I do not want to overstep a boundary that you have. So
It is the logical answer.
all right. And I lean over and give him a kiss on the cheek and go, I guess you can call it the perks of subterfuge.
He flinches a little bit when you go to kiss him on the cheek.
Okay.
That's when Gaia comes back. That time she's found a pipe, and she just says, "Oh, hey, everything okay? Can I come back?"
Brilliant. He code switches immediately. He's back to being cheery. He seems, let's polish off this bottle of wine and finish the second one, and then we can enjoy our meal once it arrives.
She looks over to you, Seraphina.
I just nod and down the rest of my drink. Just like, great.
Another bottle.
Alikos is not far behind you. He is. You know how you're supposed to fill like a wine glass like a third of the way to allow like proper aeration or whatever? As the goblet is mostly full.
Yeah. No, it's like great.
Gaia will heavily pour both of you a drink and say, the bartenders are kind of, and she'll make a kind of a chittering sound that you haven't heard before.
Mm-hmm.
But I will see if I can get another one. I will be back.
Okay.
All right.
That was like a slur in some kind of animal language. Like, what was that?
Just curse them out in squirrel or something.
Pretty much.
I will say it sounds more imitation of like chitinous getting clicked together.
So
Bugs.
bugs.
Mhm.
Ah, gross.
That's worse. I don't know how, but it is.
You just got called a slur in termite.
I don't know why you're going with slurs.
I don't know.
Just swear.
I wasn't gonna go with slurs, but when
Okay,
Colin
man.
said it, it was funny to go with, so we just rolled with it.
I'm happy to
Um,
help.
When
After Gaia
Seraphina,
leaves, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say after Gaia scampers away, I just toast him again and drink some more.
He bottoms up, finishes his goblet almost immediately, and he just says, "So let's go ahead and lay the groundwork, I suppose." And he just kind of like waves at a friend. Idros, I want you to meet someone. Soldier, kind of sitting at a nearby table talking with his friends, looks up and throws an arm up, pushes his chair out, walks over. Captain Alikos, he says. This is Seraphina. She is a bard, and you might be seeing more of her. I thought I would introduce her to some of my friends. You get a polite, gentleman's bow, kiss on the hand. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet any of Alikos's friends. You will have to tell me embarrassing stories about him.
I will be sure and do so. And he kind of looks over at Alikos. I'm sure we'll see you around more. Lovely lady, and I'm sure talented if you have earned the title of bard.
And I send Alikos a message and go, I know it'll be a little uncomfortable, but I'm going to scooch, and I literally scooch my chair as close to him as he allows it, and sort of drape my arm through his the crook of his arm.
You feel him stiffen against you, away from you a little bit, but his countenance doesn't change at all. He maintains the cheery facade, and there's a couple more introductions like that. Maybe a couple more people come by, but it goes well. People are very polite in the way that these kinds of surface level introductions tend to go.
Mm-hmm.
But anything else you would like to say or do? Guy, I'm sure you return with another bottle at some point as this goes on.
Okay, everything is going fine. Okay.
Yes, it is going very fine. Maybe a little bit of slosh over the edge of the goblet. It's going great.
I thought you broke his heart. Okay. Good. I can stay now.
You kind of see him blink rapidly when she says that, and just...
Gaia does not notice. She has also been drinking out of the bottles as she brings them.
You should use a goblet or a cup or something.
Why? You can just drink out the bottle and it is better. It is right there.
I don't know, actually. I suppose it's fine. I've never thought about it. You just do it because you're supposed to, I guess. I don't know.
Nobody ever told me that. I do it the way I do.
To doing it the way you do. And he goes to toast your bottle.
Clink.
Clink. Bottoms up. Oh.
Lord.
We'll have another bottle and 3 cups of brandy, please.
Great. Yeah, I think that as we are going through this, Gaia, are you also keeping up drinking with Alikos?
As best as she can.
Amazing. Okay, so I think after we've polished off that second bottle, Seraphina has stopped drinking and is now going into okay, I'm going to manage these two people.
It's about that
Best of my
time that
ability.
the third bottle of wine and 3 cups of brandy are brought along with your food.
Holy shit! This was all before dinner. What?
Gaia,
I'm peeking.
before, well, while drinking that third cup of brandy in the middle of the meal at Serafina, and it is the look of just somebody who's just gone.
Yeah.
And she
I need.
will
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
turn to the side and vomit violently all over the floor.
Oh, That's not good.
Nope.
Wait.
I don't have anything.
Alikos
Okay.
just kind of. Oh, nope, not good. Hey, we're going to need some assistance over here. I'll pay. It's fine. He's like,
She will
2 or
just
3
slump over.
frantic staff members come over and like, not now. Kind of look on
Yeah.
their face and they start to sawdust or sand, water. They start cleaning it up. Alikos is like, we'll tip Beverly. I'm very sorry. Very sorry.
Yeah, I think I pull out like I don't know, like five lots of money and just like hand it to them and go, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. And go,
Do you want to see my bug of jar?
Sarah, Gaia, we can show Alikos the bugs tomorrow. Okay. Okay. You are muted, my friend.
Alikos, after they're done cleaning, he's like, you should wash your mouth out, little one, and kind of slides one of the cups of brandy over to you and slides one in front of himself.
Christ.
Wash your face out,
Okay. I take the third bottle of wine away and say, let's all eat something and make sure that everybody's eaten.
I can eat and drink.
Honey.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
I've created a
so-
monster. I've created a
I'll,
monster.
bounce between unconsciousness and eating the food that is in front of her.
He like eyes the brandy glass, still like clearly like holding himself together for a minute, and then sets it down. He's like, food time, and just starts to like serve himself, and starts to eat. He's doing that thing where like kind of aimless picking at his meal. The unfocused drunken eating. We've all seen it before.
No. Never.
He'll grow big and strong. Have more goat. Like forks another couple slices of goat over onto Gaia's plate.
This is as big as I get.
Oh. Get strong then, if not big. Adds a third.
Oh wait. She's going to cast a spell and become about the size of Alikos.
Jesus Christ.
And by
Thank you
some
for this.
miracle of some god, nobody sees or notices.
God. God. Oh my.
See, as
Cody,
much
there-
shit as Gaia talks, the gods are looking out for you.
Yeah.
Cody, there are no
That's-
gods. We've already been through this.
Okay. I rolled to see like what the likelihood that someone saw was, and we rolled a 2 on a percentile dice. So lucky you. Just kind
Oh.
of see Gaia just. Whoop.
I do feel a little bit better now.
I don't think that was the goal.
No, that was Gaia's magic.
Oh,
Uh,
I forget. How can I forget? She's. Anyway. Some vegetables. It's good, you know. Vitamins? Oh, wait, they wouldn't know about vitamins. I'm being dumb.
Very advanced in Griffin.
Very advanced in Griffin.
I think
No, they got home nutrition
I'm
science.
just trying to like contain this situation now because this has fully devolved. This is fully devolved, and Seraphina is now like on, like I'm keeping an eye out. Gaia's already thrown up, and so that caused issues. So I think once we get to a point where Gaia has eaten and Alikos has eaten at least most of his meal, I like take him by the shoulders and go, "How are you getting back to the barracks?"
Walking. Probably.
No, it is okay. I will fly you.
No,
And she'll
no,
transform into a cat.
no, and I like tackle Gaia. God damn it. I send Apollinaire a fox message. I use a first level spell, not because of the duration, but because of the the speed. And the fox says, "I need you to come and get Gaia. I have to walk Alikos back. They are both so drunk."
Who is this going to?
Apollinaire.
Okay.
Because I can at least stay at the Bardic College on the second level. Like, I'm assuming like I'll still have to go get my stuff anyways from like the rest of my stuff. So, like, if I walked to the Bardic College, I think I'll be okay because I haven't been seen with Franz Lynn or anything. So I'm taking a risk here.
You're probably the least wanted / conspicuous person in the group.
Precisely. So, yeah, I send that message, that fox message to, and you can send it back to me, Apollinaire.
Oh, that's good. What the fuck? That's all you get. What the fuck? No. He said that they are both very drunk. Oh god. I mean, you'll just sit back. Of course, I'm on my way. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Got
I don't know how to. Not being a father, I didn't just acquire. I haven't acquired that skill yet. But there's I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
Like,
And knowing that it takes about 20 minutes, at like the 10-minute mark, I pay for all the food and the alcohol because I have quite a lot of money.
No, I've got this. I've got it. Takes out a purse, pulls out
1,
a golden coin.
2.
Enough. Just like kind of waves the golden coin in the air and at the staff until they come by. You keep it all.
And I look so apologetically at the barkeep and the staff. I'm like, they're very drunk. I'm gonna take them out. I'm so sorry. Like, and lead both Alikos and Gaia down the stairs to go in front of the rowdy Drake, so that when Apollinaire gets here, I pass off Gaia and go, "I'm going to take Alikos. I'm going to stay the evening at the Bardic College. I will.
He said, "I."
Just
That is a good idea.
Before you even get to that point, I'm just gonna say, like, there is that outdoor seating area that Keem owns. They have like the cafe tables out front. I think I described before.
Wait, you're
Uh,
not gonna take Roderick with you?
I would inform Roderick of where I was going and why.
So first of all,
Well,
Seraph. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, if you're gonna go there to get him safely back, someone's still gotta stay with Seraphina, right? So we can both go. I'll get Gaia back, and then you can escort Seraphina back to wherever she's going. That's like pairs, right?
Says, probably is the safest option. Also, you sound much more human.
Yeah, you haven't been voice modded at all.
Well, fuck. Well,
I've been
it's
distracted,
great-
man. I'm sorry.
It's great that you're telling me now. Okay,
I've been
I'll
trying
get
to-
that fixed at the break then.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Seraphina,
everything
I
goes
will
wrong
tell
this
you,
session.
that he's not the only incredibly drunk person here. These are a bunch of cavalry and soldiers that are drinking heavily on their day off for a lot of them. So,
Right. But I have now claimed him as one of the party, and now I feel responsible for him.
and you are free to feel that way. I'm just letting you know it's not like he's making a scene in a way that nobody else is or anything like that. As you're leading him out, he's like, I'm not done drinking yet. I was gonna get more brandy. Let me, and he tries to, he's like, I'm gonna get a bottle.
Oh God, he's like Cody.
No. And I hook his waist, and just
Guy will very softly pat you in the face with her paws.
So I have a cat under one arm, I have Alikos around his waist, and I am just... I'm a woman with a mission, and I'm waiting outside the Rowdy Drake.
You get outside, you get a couple of, Alikos had a few too many. Someone's like, want another? Just teasing each other as people who, have probably known each other for a while do or work together do. You get outside and you're waiting, and he's kind of like, takes your arm and like unwraps, and he's like, I can stand on my own. And he just kind of like sits there doing that like eyes half open, kind of 1,000-yard drunk stare, waiting on Apollinaire. Apollinaire, you get there with Roderick.
Yep. Wow.
You glow.
Oh.
Now you're muted, Kent.
No winning. C'est a very keen observation, monsieur.
Hell yeah, I do.
I pass off Gaia to Roderick. Go, put her to bed. We are going to walk our friend up to the second layer, and we will be back.
Who allowed Gaia to drink this much?
I message you, Apollinaire, and go, it's a long story. I will tell you on the way back.
She was gone for like 2.5 hours.
Message you.
Not
It's
even.
a long story. I will tell you on the way back.
Surely, Monsieur Alikos, let us walk.
Have
my
you ever
friend.
had Kerothy brandy, Mr. Apollinaire?
I believe I did once, and I mean, let's talk about it while we walk. And so I have been walking with the cane. It is hurting my hip. Could I lean on you while we walk?
If you think that is a good idea.
I'm getting to hold on to him. It's like I'm gonna help him walk. But oh, you are so kind for helping an old man.
Yes, that is what it is. He is under no impression that he is having an easy time standing.
That's fine.
Yeah, he lets you help support him.
What
It's
the
not going
fuck?
well.
I want to hang out with Gaia until they leave. And do I recognize any of the rowdy individuals here?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like at least a handful. You made a point to ingratiate yourself into the soldiers of Karoth. So, there's a bunch of them, and they're not all necessarily going to be free on the same nights. But amongst the crowd, I'll say there is an easy handful of ones that recognize you and, hey, Roderick!
Awesome. Okay, other quick question. Does Lesser Restoration cure being drunk?
I haven't thought about that before, so I'm going to look over the spell real quick.
Don't you dare be lesser restoration, Gaia, so that you can be partying even longer after this
I
entire
don't know what you're
ordeal.
talking about. You're not even here. You're all
Shit.
I'm not
crazy.
speaking as Seraphina.
This is your conscience. We don't talk often. We don't get a lot of face to face.
I mean, it gets rid of poison, right? I mean, alcohol's like a poison, right?
Okay, I was double checking because I knew we had set in a house rule for this, so I was double checking it, and it will work.
All right, I'll cast Lesser Restoration on Guy.
Gaia, you feel
I'll grab her by the scuff of the neck, and I'll just kind of like look her in the eyes, and it'll probably be pretty uncomfortable, but sort of I'll kind of lock eyes with her, and the firelights that are Roderick's eye sockets will kind of like lock with hers and let the fire kind of reflect in herself, and it just sort of, it looks like, you know, a laser scanner just sort of like kind of, but magically just kind of just like goes through her body, and boom, sober.
I can't imagine that having the alcohol in your bloodstream burned out by magic is very comfortable, but Gaia, after that interesting experience, you're sober.
What? Where am I? And she's sending this to you telepathically. She has her wings stretched out behind her with you can see the full, the false eyes that are on them. She's trying to be intimidating.
Well, you went and got what I presume is a shit ton of alcohol, and then got pissed raw and drunk, and I had to come and get you. But I used some magic to make you sober again. Do you remember what you drank?
Vine, I think.
Okay, well maybe, so you're small, right? So you get sick real quick from drinking. That's the way it works. So what you
Well,
gotta
it's 'cause
do? Well,
They give me the big cups.
right,
So I
you
drink
gotta
them.
get
That's how much you're supposed to drink.
no, you gotta get in smaller cups. That's your only problem. Is you just need smaller cups. So like, if they are drinking out of a mug, you should probably drink out of a shot glass, and you'll be fine.
Why didn't anybody tell me this before?
Well, I mean, they're just trying to be polite, right? They're trying to give you the same amount that they're drinking. It's probably considered rude to, like, give a guest lesser booze, right?
I bet you it's going to be so much cheaper to drink now.
Right, yeah, very cheap. So, are you wanting to go back to a place then? It's a responsible thing to do.
But I mean, I did already get drunk tonight, so we can head back.
All right.
But we could also stay.
I mean, I can't get drunk either way, so.
Oh. What do you want to do?
Well, I mean, between you and me, he sort of fucking leans down really far since he's a tall fella to the cat. It's, between you and me, we should probably put on a lively forward face, right? Since we're supposed to be saving the city, and folks appreciate folks who get them piss raw and drunk, right? It's just kind of like a natural law of the land. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what we should do is I'll give you some silvers, and you can go around and pass out lots of booze to these people. Probably the ones who are, you know, sober enough to remember that it's us giving them lots of booze and having a good time.
I could be like the ladies in there.
What ladies?
The ones that come to your table and go, what would you like to
Oh, no,
for a
that's a
drink?"
waitress. They get money from you for it. This will be like giving it out because you're just really nice.
Yeah, but it'll be like a better version.
Oh yeah, I mean free's better. But you have to pay for it though. Is the only difference. I mean,
Oh, that is fine. I am sure I will get a lot of friends from doing this. So I'm fine with doing this. Let's do this.
All
Gaia
right.
says, I will buy friendship with alcohol.
It's the best way to buy it.
And as Guy is doing this, she also, when she puts the drinks on the table, she'll cast minor illusion and grow a little tree and make it like bloom like cherry blossoms or some other pretty flowers.
Just on the nearest table, like the little
No,
cafe
on
tables.
every single table she goes to.
So you're casting an illusion that'll last for just while you're there, I'm guessing?
Yep.
The first few times you do it, you get like cheers and like some astonishment and, that is incredible! Da-da-da. I will need the both of you to make me a charisma check at advantage.
Hey. The power of alcohol. That's a 2 and a 2-0. I shit you
Oh.
not.
All right. Gaia, what about yourself?
So I got a 4, and then the second roll was cocked, and it was cocked between 4 and 11. So I re-rolled it, and that is 16.
Hell yeah.
All right. Hold on to those rolls. We're going to hop over to the Alikos Escort Squad.
So,
You
quick
guys are-
question, DM. Just like, is a person like, if they're intoxicated past a certain point, they're effectively like unconscious in regards to like a coup de grace, right?
What?
I'm just asking.
What?
I'm just asking.
You know, this just might be relevant
I'm
information.
just curious.
just curious.
Yeah, just curious.
We'll have to visit that when it comes up.
Okay. Alright, that's fine. I just wanted to stress Kylie out.
High or low, Serafina? You're the only one I can ask because I'm not 100% sure what you're going to say.
I'm gonna go low this time.
That's funny. Good stuff.
Guys are walking along and Alikos is, heavily leaning on Apollinaire by this juncture. Because those last couple drinks, things take a while to hit. So, like, that last cup of brandy, that last little bit he had, he's, I believe the medical term is schlumping.
Oh.
And as y'all are walking, and he's got the unsteady gait, and he is...
Still walking with the game. Come on.
Goes like 3 steps in the other direction away
God.
from you, stabilizes himself. He's trying his best to sing like a Karothi marching cadence. It's not going well. He loses his place a few times. But some guy's like, "Shut up! You shut up! Fuck you! Fuck you!" And he gets into a shouting match with this guy as y'all are approaching the entrance to the second layer.
It's my friend. Come. You are almost home. I just make kind of like steer him
Fucking
facing
make me!
away.
I will make you. The guy starts to walk over.
Oh, fuck's sake. Young man, I think that there is no need for this, all of this commotion. I mean, the night is still young. Why don't you continue about your way and...
Kick this donkey's ass.
So, okay, so real quick. Is the person that Alikos is getting into a fight with, is that the gate guard or the guard between the layers, or is this just some random guy?
Another reveler who also appears a little bit drunk.
Great. So I am going to walk up to him, put my arm or like put my hand on his shoulder and go, "You should take a nap," and whistle a quick tune and you sleep on him.
It's not enough. He's sitting. No, I'm kidding. His HP's too high. And he just kind of like collapses, like not enough to like hit his head. It's slow enough. He kind of like, oh.
No, I mean I purposely like grabbed his shoulder so that I could like lean him against the wall as he falls asleep. But good night, and go back to Alikos and go, "My dear, we gotta get you back to the barracks."
He was
Like,
so intimidated that he fell
Alikos-
asleep.
Alikos like still had his fists up, and then he's like all dressed up with nowhere to go, kind of like, I could have taken him.
You
I know
scaled
you-
him into unconsciousness.
Nope, that was
He was frightened.
Serafina. That was Serafina.
Yep.
But I
Yes,
could
yes,
have
it was.
kicked his ass.
I believe you.
I could have.
I know you could have.
Scoot,
I've seen
scoot,
you do.
scoot.
I've seen you do, like, incredible work, and I'm like, again, with.
He told me to shut up.
I know.
I was
know.
just singing.
I know. Yeah, I think at this point, Apollinaire, you and I are literally just like, almost like basket carrying
Yep.
to the bed.
Keep him going. Keep it going.
So yeah,
I can't cast Lesser Restoration, unfortunately, so I can't help in the
Um,
same way.
y'all do get back to with shockingly little issues because it's Alikos. He does technically have his credentials with him.
Yeah.
His
y'all
credentials
make it
are
to
his
the-
face. We just point him at the fucking gate guards like,
Imagining them weekending at Bernie's, this guy up to the gate.
Difference is that he's talking, so it's not like he's.
Yeah. The guards are like, they're no strangers to drunken soldiers returning to the barracks. This is an old song and dance to them, so.
are they the same ones that wouldn't take me to Alikos when I was looking for him the other day?
Oh no, I was talking about the gate guards to the second.
Oh, I see. Okay. Never mind. We're good.
That is an interesting question though, because there
Yeah,
will
it
be
is.
guards outside the
Mhm.
Karothi barracks.
I'll have something
Well,
to
if
say.
anything, I could tell Apollinaire, because I'm sure that he shared this information with me, that like he.
Oh, I'm not worried about it. I'm looking at this as an opportunity. Like, I told you I knew him.
Oh,
Like-
okay.
like,
Okay,
vindication!
It is different individuals.
Damn it! Tell your friends.
You show up, you'll get to the front gate, and Alikos.
Good evening.
This is gonna be great. 'Cause Apollinaire has no context, but Alikos turns around. Thank you for not letting me fall down, Mr. Apollinaire.
Of course.
He just kind of like looks up at the sky for a bit. And Serafina, I hope you find a nice 100-year-old gentleman. Have a wonderful night. And he like kind of flourishes, turns around with a stumble, and heads on into the barracks.
Contemplative mustache stroking and just kind of slowly turn to look at Serafina.
I bid the guards farewell. Turn around.
One of them like catches Alikos and kind of guides him in the right direction.
Yep. And I.
Boy. So,
Apollinaire, this is why I don't talk to people. This. I try to be honest.
I mean,
I
there
try
was,
to be open, truthful even.
admirable qualities all around.
Yeah, I think I'm so lost for words that I just sort of do what I like to call the annoyed like college girl walk. I don't know if any of you are familiar with but sort of the like I'm cold, don't look at or like don't touch me.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I know that.
Okay.
And just I'm like trying to put myself in a better mood, but I'm like mad. And you can ask me any questions or anything, but at this point I am trying to just like not shatter a building or something.
Jesus. I take it that things did not go as well as you hoped, then?
Okay, so I told him that I was 100. I know that that's weird for
Right.
humans, but like, I don't look 100. I think I look pretty good for my age.
Of course, yes.
I don't.
You are a very pretty young woman, of you.
Yeah, so I don't like. Okay, and maybe the thing that maybe it's not the age thing that bothers him so much. It's the fact that like I just am not someone who's interested in making out with people. That's fine. There are people who live perfectly regular lives.
Yes.
I don't understand. Apollinaire, you were married. I don't understand how any of this works. Aside from like the play pretend. Like
I mean, perhaps it is a foreign notion to him. He says that he thinks that if you love somebody, then that means that you also would enjoy the physical intimacy as well. It is not necessary. I did not run into that particular issue. Oh my goodness, that is a very loud cart or something.
One of the Franz Lynn carts. She is rattling by.
Oh shit! Fireball!
hide.
Boom! I am.
Real spicy, real fast.
I did not exactly date around very much. I married my wife very shortly after entering both of us into adulthood, but perhaps it is he's just struggling. Were you clear on the did he perhaps think that you had no interest in him at all, and that there was no?
I told him that like I enjoyed his company and having companionship. Like those are
Right.
things to me that are very important. And the fact of the matter is I've never even had to think about it. You have to understand, living with the elves, they all thought that I was, well, I'm not going to use the words that they often described me. So
Don't.
because it was very unkind. So I just never thought about it. I never even considered it. I was happy living the religious life.
Oh,
So I don't even know.
I mean, it
Like,
is perhaps that he thought that on top of no physical intimacy that you have zero romantic interests either. I mean, he may still very much like enjoy your friendship, but I can understand being disappointed.
Well, that's why I was being honest with him. I didn't want to.
Being honest is good, but that does not lessen the blow necessarily. He can still be disappointed. That is all right.
Why are you so good at this? I don't. Like
I have had to give paternal advice in this realm for many years.
Fair. Well, I think the other thing that makes things complicated and strange is that in order to make sure that the lines of communication between us and Spiros is I think, or I don't say his name. I said between us and his brother
The guy.
are, with all the stuff. We have to put on a little bit of making people assume we are together.
I can definitely see how that would be painful for him.
I didn't mean to make it painful. I thought he would like that. That we were like spending
But
lots of time together.
he knows that it is pretend.
It doesn't have to be pretend. We can be like, I don't understand, Apollinaire. I don't get this. I don't, and
As a grown man, he will be just fine. I assure you.
Yeah.
And as a soldier, I am sure that he has been disappointed by his career path many times. He will be a-okay.
I think that after this conversation, I just kind of again grow silent as we make it back to the Seven Jesters. Again, angry girl, cross-armed.
Apollinaire will not touch her. Let her stew if that is what she desires. So just grandfatherly silence.
Apollinaire and Seraphina make their way back to the Seven Jesters in mixed types of silence. So we'll pan back to Roderick and Gaia, who have been...
We're gonna get back and they're not gonna be there.
Yeah, y'all are gonna have
They're
to,
still gonna be out. We're gonna get back and they're just not present.
But they have some time before their shenanigan gets discovered, as y'all had to go all the way up to the second layer, all the way back, and then over to the Seven Jesters. So it's like a head start, really, because they were already there. I would like to know how long you are staying and what your budget is. I will use that information in combination with your rolls to figure out how your evening goes.
I got this fella right here. I'm gonna roll that. 3 more hours.
And what is your budget?
Let's see. 200 silver. If it goes that high, I'm just fucking. Roger didn't have anything. He doesn't eat. He's got a free place to live. I mean, he's fine. You gave him two grand. So we do 100 apiece. That sound good?
Sure.
We're doing 100 silver apiece.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Roughly.
So your average cheap, like really cheap drink, is between 2 and 3 coppers.
Okay.
So
this is like so we're just buying the whole place out essentially.
You are not
we
entirely.
Did drinks are on us. Ah!
Yeah, y'all aren't entirely bankrolling the whole night for everyone, but you are heavily contributing. So it's somewhere between. Some people are having to spend less money than they would, but they're drinking the same amount. And other people are saying, well, I was going to spend 3 or 4 silver on myself, plus these free drinks that I'm getting.
Right.
So it is a net increase in the overall intoxication at Kemon's Rowdy Drake. By a not insignificant portion. Yes, it is a very rowdy Drake. By the end of it, you guys find yourselves somehow locked arms with a bunch of Karothi soldiers rocking back and forth as you are singing a Karothi drinking song for the 3rd or 4th time that night. The bartenders have been treated as well. The owner is kind of looking at this like, oh, this is lucrative, but goddamn.
I'm using thaumaturgy.
Yeah. This is a party. That's what this is. It gets to the point where they're putting out like baskets of flatbread and
Please get some carbs.
Yeah, they are. They are. It is. It's not even a bad thing. It's 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 a party. I don't think there's any other way to describe it. With that much drink, the automatic good cheer that you had already built up in your previous encounters, and the good cheer that you're fostering here, and it was already a pretty pleasant crowd. It's not insular. That's not the right word. But you know, a lot of these people already knew each other, so it was already a companionable atmosphere.
Right.
And you've just turned that up to 11. So by the end of 3 hours, you're reaching your it's about time to go, and that is the scene you find yourself at, is just a whole fuckload of people. I'll even say you've attracted some non-Karothi from like the streets or whatever, who are like,
Yeah.
that looks like fun, we're gonna join in on that.
Yeah, I guess to like keep everything going, if I don't know if the party migrates to other places or if at some point they just decide to go walking around the block, but if Gaia still has a bunch of drinks, then it'd be awesome if we could just get Gaia to start getting people on the streets boozed up who just kind of like happen by, just start not literally throwing drinks at people, but like, you know, join the fun. Hey!
Gaia will
It's-
absolutely stick
Yeah.
her head out the door every once in a while and just go, woo! Like, drinks out.
Yeah, just due to the area y'all are in, the streets are pretty busy, just
Yeah.
by a matter of course. So, drawing in additional people. I want you to make you already rolled a charisma roll for that. That was for your carousing amongst the Karothi.
Okay.
Make me one more, also at advantage.
Okay.
Each of you.
That one was not as great. That's a 14.
I got a 16.
Nice.
Those are still enough. Just due to the raw amount of cheer and exuberance going on, and to piggyback off of your previous roll that was a natural 20, and the great amount of alcohol that you guys are funding, there's even a little bit of a breach of the cultural barrier. So it's a little bit more intermixed by the time you guys leave. It's not that the party is roving up and down the street or anything, but it's definitely, I don't know if you've been to like a big block party. It has moved, or I won't say moved, it has spilled outside of the Karothi, Kimon's Rowdy Drake.
Right.
So it's like halfway in the street, people still standing around. Some of the staff are having to walk out and like collect drinks or refill drinks, etc. Yes.
Question, because Roderick said that he's using thaumaturgy.
Yeah, like booming people to like come in and drink.
How close is
Oh.
the drinking district from the gate?
From the gate.
So like you know, like we have to go through the gate and then hook to. I want to see if I can make a perception check to see if
I
I
see
can
where you're going. Okay.
hear-
So, to my understanding, the thaumaturgy portion of the evening would have been more towards the end. So, I think you would probably have been back to the Seven Jesters by that juncture, unless I misunderstood Roderick's.
Yeah, I probably
Course of
wouldn't
action.
like try to deafen people inside of the bar. It would be shouting through the streets late at night.
Yeah, that would be like toward the end of the 3 hours as y'all are doing the Karothi
Okay.
drinking songs, locking arms. So,
I just
For
wanted
better-
to clarify because it's like if he is actually doing that and we were outside.
for better or for worse, it was after you had made it out of earshot.
Gaia will go up to as many people from as many places as she can and ask to learn how to swear in their languages.
Oh, by the end of the night, you were getting enthusiastic responses from people. You learned some very colorful phrases in Karothi. And let's see. And you learn how to say fuck in Zoridi.
Hell yeah.
Learn the good one.
Yeah. So as we started late, but we are significantly past our usual break time. Is there any last minute things anyone wants to do for the evening? What's up,
I
Serafina?
promised Max that I would read to him.
Oh, perfect. He is not asleep, much to your surprise when you get there. He's not far from it, but he has stayed up waiting on you.
So I, now that he's feeling better, I move him to the cot so that I can have my bed back. And I tuck him in and read one of the Sylvan fairy tales for him. And once that's done, play music until he is asleep. Not using sleep, but like...
Rockabye baby, and the BAM! Out. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. He, it takes a grand... you probably make it through like 3 or 4 pages at best. Like I said, by the time you arrived, he was already...
Mhm.
Serafina! I was trying to stay awake and wait for you.
I know. And you did very well. Let's get you into bed, and I will read to you.
Yes! Little childlike enthusiasm as he, like, scuttles over to the cot.
Great. Yeah. So like I said, I get him tucked in, I start to read, and once he's in bed, I go downstairs and angry girl my way to Apollinaire and go, I am going to be so mad at Roderick and Gaia.
I was just thinking
Where are
that, well, they might be. You know, the gods that are still, you know, keeping an eye on this building, they said that they have not seen them return, so is there something bad has happened, or are they up to mischief?
We shall see. And I'm just going to I'm going to do the, like, angry mom thing. Pull a chair, post it in front of, like, the table, and just wait for the door. And just, again, cross my arms. I'm like, nope.
Alright, so as we get ready to go on break, Serafina is posted up ready to chastise Roderick and Gaia. Their night wraps up and they head back to the Seven Jesters, and we will return from our break with that conversation.
Yeah.
So everyone go empty a bladder, grab some snacks, and come on back to hang out with us for the second half of this slightly shorter session of Blood and Silver. See you guys shortly. Bye.
Bye!
And welcome back, everybody, from our break. Episode 13 of Blood and Silver here on Hard Knock Dice, where nothing bad ever goes wrong and the good guys always win. Every time. That's a lie. On the first half of our episode, our heroes had some uncomfortable conversations, but necessary conversations. They did find out that Alikos, the younger brother of General Spiros, volunteered his services to help them train the fighters for the revolution. So hopefully that'll do something. And then they had a little bit of an alcohol problem. An incident. An acute incident. So as Serafina and Apollinaire walked Alikos back to his barracks and returned to find it empty, find the theater empty, where they expected to see Roderick and Gaia, who had stayed behind at the bar and gotten the party well and truly started with a lot of great charisma rolls and a lot of spent silver on alcohol. So that'll do it. But we left off as Roderick and Gaia were returning from said festivities to an impatient and already upset Serafina waiting on them. Floor is yours.
I don't really say a word. I'm just sitting cross-armed, facing the door.
Gaia walks in, like anybody that's had like a really raucous night with a little bit of drinking, not a ton. The second time, not a ton. Just like throws the door open, talking really loud. Like, did you see that guy? He fell over. He fell onto the floor, Roderick.
Yeah, he was right proper drunk. And we got that guy Simmons to shoot ale out of his nose 3 different times. It was great.
I like the second time the best. So, Serafina!
You should have stayed. It was a great party.
It was.
I got Gaia home safely. You're welcome.
And I'm not drunk anymore.
That's right. She's not drunk anymore.
Okay. Well, I thought that we were all sort of on the same page of, making sure people were taken care of and following orders and not taking any risks, but I guess that's just sort of out the window right now.
What you mean taking risks? We was fine.
Yeah, did you take risks?
Who cherish our company. And we're all soldiers too.
I'm not worried about the Kiroth, but after the interaction between you and Apollinaire and the Franz Lin agent...
Okay. What about it?
Well, did you take precautions coming back?
Yeah, we were sneaky on the way back. We gave them the slip.
No, I'm talking about tonight.
Yeah.
They didn't find us.
Y'all better roll like something, because
I mean,
I wouldn't have been irresponsible. Oh, I would have taken the zigzag. We zigzag through those. I ain't gonna be fucking stealthy any day of the week.
that's why I'm skeptical, because
But we gave them the slip though, the good slip. We took We took at least 45 minutes getting back because we went through every alleyway and some even twice. So, if anyone was following us, they're probably dizzy by now.
And they didn't find us.
Well,
That's when you see the 32 Franz Lin agents in the room with you.
Okay, but that one guy didn't find
That's
us.
a small
That wasn't us.
room.
That was someone else who let them here.
God. No, I mean, I think it's more of just like I'm in a bad mood, and now I'm trying like unjustifiably taking it out on Roderick and Gaia.
Why did you not tell me about the little cups?
Yeah, we discovered Gaia is small, so she needs small cups for drinking. And she'll be fine.
All right, that's fine. Whatever. We'll find some small cups for Gaia. Everybody go to sleep, and everybody be quiet. Max is asleep, and I go upstairs, just annoyed and mad.
Are you alright?
No.
What's wrong?
I just look over at Apollinaire and go, "Hi," and just go upstairs.
Gaia will cast invisibility.
Alright.
Y'all look, and she's not there. Maximilian is still asleep.
Thank God.
Why'd you say it like that?
There's been some raised voices, waking the kids.
Parents are fighting.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I mean, technically, yeah.
No. I go upstairs. It's
What is Gaia doing invisibly?
yeah.
Guy will say goodnight to Roderick, and then head upstairs and take some of the. Try to, whenever Seraphine isn't looking, take some of the worms out of her jar, place them in bed with Max. Just a couple, like 2 or 3 or 5.
Can I make a perception, or can I see if I can see this?
Stealth check. Stealth check.
For me,
Yep.
do I get advantage for being invisible?
No.
Yes.
That's actually, I think we actually determined it's just that they have disadvantage to perceive you.
Oh,
That's how
you're
invisibility
right,
works.
right.
Yep.
Okay.
I always have to remind myself of that. I have a sticky note.
19.
19.
Almost
And
a
I'm
9.
And I'm rolling perception.
At disadvantage.
Disadvantage at 9.
20.
I rolled a nat 20 and an 18, and my perception is plus 2.
I'm sorry about your nat 20.
It's a floating worm.
It's still a dirty 20.
I'm checking something real quick. One moment, please.
What are you checking? Wait, huh?
This little kid's got worms apparating on his fucking face and shit.
And what was your total stealth check, Chris?
19.
19.
One under.
I'm sorry, Seraphina, but while you rolled a 22 on your perception check, there are other modifiers because it is just a couple of worms.
What?
I don't.
So does Seraphine like hear anything?
Well, no.
Ugh.
I for
Loud
context, what I was rolling was basically
Stealth check.
Chris's stealth check. I guess technically,
Worm
yeah, if we're gonna
checks.
think about it. So stealth check of the worm. So Seraphina, I will say, you may have seen like some shuffling of the blankets. So you did see some movement, but you wouldn't see the worms.
Okay.
So I mean, if you want to go investigate, feel free. But you saw some shifting of the blankets, but
Which
you
could
didn't
just
actually.
be him moving around and
Could
sleep.
be. So I'm putting this on you, whether you want to say that you investigate or not. But I will say what you don't see is worms.
Okay. No, it's more of, I think, just to give you an idea of the reason why I would have even like sort of noticed-ish, is that the balcony isn't very big. Like the way that I've described it is probably like a 5 by 5 like space, essentially, because I like. So that's the only reason why. Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's say if this makes a difference in your decision making, I will say you do gather that. I mean, you saw Gaia turn invisible. She didn't just gone. You gather that Gaia's up there with you. So do with that information what you will.
Yeah, I think I'm so annoyed right now that I'm just like, whatever, and just like get into. I say quietly to Gaia, I was like, I don't care what you did to Max. I know that the two of you have a prank war going on, but if you do anything to me, I swear you will find the consequences in the morning. And like put the blanket over my head and roll over to the side.
You will feel something curled up at your feet.
Okay, that's fine. And then I go to sleep. I go to sleep.
You go to sleep. Oh man, I was gonna say, do we want to hop on along to the meeting with Spiros in a little bit, unless anyone had anything to do, but I don't want to miss the opportunity to see Max waking up to worms in his bed and how he reacts. So we'll save the time skip for just a few minutes. Roderick, yes.
I would like to
expressed to Apollinaire about how these interesting runes still manage to stay on fire on this shield all night,
Yes, it's really strange, yes.
and that we were burning things with them while drunk. And
You
there are
cannot
all
get drunk. You cannot drink.
Well, other people are obviously drunk. Roger was drunk.
Ah, I see.
But
Continue.
Yeah, it was a great time. I mean, there's all kinds of weird sausages and like lumps of lamb and stuff out there that have weird sigils on them right now. In any case, yeah, we did a good job getting the people loving us. So, you know, if we ever get attacked by Franzlin's folks, you know, if there's some Karofi around, they'll probably throw in an offside against those lot for sure.
That bodes well, I suppose.
Yeah. So, job well done in that one, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, how did your journey go?
It was walking a drunk man home.
I've done that plenty of times. They're
It
slippery.
is. There was very nearly conflict. There was another drunk
What did he
individual.
say to you to make you want to? Did Seraphina try to stab him?
No, oh no.
Okay.
Serafina put the other man to sleep in the street somewhere. I'm sure he is fine. She is in a bit of a foul mood, if you had not noticed.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. She seemed mad that we were out so late.
That it was irresponsible to do so without informing anybody of your plan.
I mean, yeah, you know, in hindsight, that makes sense. But in my defense, I didn't have a plan. It just kind of popped up there.
Well, assuming that you did not make it all the way back here to the Seven Jesters before turning back, you could have informed us before we made it too terribly far.
How so?
Yelling, maybe.
Alright.
Regardless.
You're not wrong. I can yell pretty loud. I was singing real loud. All kinds of people came in, started singing with us.
But
I'll try to give you a holler next time.
I appreciate
Won't be too big of a deal.
I do not get the feeling that this kind of recklessness will be possible for much longer. I do not think things are going to remain peaceful. So, but
What can we do to prevent that?
I don't know if we can. We have hopefully gotten the Kerosene on our side, but I do not think the Altons will be swayed, especially by our party, the group of peoples that we are. And greed is a powerful motivator. So hopefully it will be quick. But I mean, if Franz Lin remains active against insurrections, then it will get ugly quickly, I believe.
I mean, them folks down there, they're starving and stuff, so can we, like, buy them out of the city with food or something?
The Altons?
Right.
I doubt it. I'm sure that they would tell us that the food that we give them is cursed and would only cause misery among their people.
I mean, they can check it, though, right?
I don't think they are particularly reasonable in that regard.
That's fair.
From our experiences and what I know of them, I don't. I think just the very idea of magic users being anywhere near or involved with anything that they would be consuming would rub them the wrong way. And at that, they would feel like it is their duty and in the path of their god to cleanse the city of Griffin of people such as us.
Right, but they're already here, bumping elbows with us. So, they're already in the muck. They're on site, right?
I suspect that will just make them angry. I do not think we'll be able to reason with them unless they are forced into a corner.
Reason. I get them not wanting to be reasonable. I don't know. It's a pickle.
I agree. Perhaps when they see that they have lost support of Karos, then they will decide that it is better to fight another day. And they will leave. But I will not hold my breath.
Right. Okay. And did you think any Bronze Land folks found you?
Not as I noticed.
Okay.
Hopefully, while that one recognized me, to most of them I am just some old man.
Yeah. You're pretty old.
Yeah. That is correct, yeah. Just strokes gray mustache. That I am, yes.
And I will proceed to I guess in my idle, inert-ish mode, if possible, start to make a a nice little wooden small cup for Gaia so that she can properly measure, get like a nice little 3-inch, 4-inch tall beer stein going on.
Oh,
So yeah.
hell
Drunken
yeah.
shit face from a single ale.
Yeah, I'm
We're
pretty
getting
sure that
a,
she should not be drinking at all, but...
So, that is what you'll be doing with your rest. Apollinaire, you also don't sleep. So, are you
Correct.
doing anything particular with your time, or are you just going to be vibing?
A question. Does like those who wear them, like cloaks and the like, from like when you're going out and about, does everybody take them up to their sleeping quarters, or do they like leave them down in like a more public area?
That's a question for the party.
Guy would probably just dump it next to where her nest is.
I think that Seraphina has several garments and probably leaves like a sort of a middleweight one downstairs, or like down in the sort of common area, because I get cold and I need something or like just easy access kind of thing.
Okay. I will be spending my time. I'm just gonna kind of quietly acquire the cloaks of like a couple of like the more practical everyday wear cloaks of Gaia and Seraphina. And I'm just gonna see if I can sidetrack Roderick for like just a minute to see if he could give me like a chain of some kind, like a relatively slender chain that would form like a necklace.
Ooh. I don't know. I might be able to find something in this box, though.
What does that mean?
this jewelry-looking box that I got out of the ashes of your inn or tavern.
I was hoping perhaps something relatively simple, more solid than a actual jeweled necklace.
If you need it, I can make you like a small whip one. I mean, how
No,
big
and
is
so
it?
something is a little larger that may hang like a little closer to the chest, of a sturdy material.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Wonderful, thank you.
When you need it by?
Sooner the better, if you could.
Like tomorrow?
Or like tonight, maybe. I mean, it's not a lot. You are such a skill. You're so skilled with metals. Surely that is not beyond you.
I mean, well, metals,
Yes.
you gotta get a chain. You gotta make a piece of metal really small and thin. And
Or
then
perhaps even as long as it's relatively pliable. Simply pliable.
like, I can try to heat it up and move it around like that, but
A sizable ring would do just fine.
a ring. Okay. if
I mean, like
if we
of
said-
a similar size to the necklace.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Just, don't want to be hammering on metal is all. I will use my fabrication ability to try to silently make it metal links.
Can't you just use can't your channel divinity just like make something out of
Yeah,
metal, you
that's what
fuck
I'm
ass?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking bitch.
Uncomplicated to make a simple chain, as he described.
But it's more fun smithing it, obviously.
Jesus Christ. That's fine. I would like to spend my night going back. Now I've spent a couple nights practicing. I'm going to embroider a couple things onto not quite like right up near the collar, but a little kind of more on the breast of the cloaks. And then I'll say for last once he gives me the chain, I'm going to embroider just a little a square that I'm going to attach to the chain.
And what level of detail are you going for this embroidery? You said it's just a square, or do you mean a square of stuff?
Square of stuff, not like absolutely insanely detailed, but it is clear that there are some more minor details. Like it's not getting into deep in the weeds, but and like I said, not like a big square either. Like probably just like a little, like right on the breast.
And you're trying to do how many cloaks tonight?
Well, if I could, I figured if I have like 8 hours, I have a little over 2 hours apiece. I have no context. I have just to clarify, I have zero idea how long embroidery actually takes. I'm just 100% guessing. I'm just like 2 hours and change seems pretty good.
It really depends on the level of detail. So I would say if you're doing just a regular stitch, nothing super fancy, you can do sort of basic outlines for things within an hour and a half,
outlines?
2 hours. Yeah.
This may be a multi-night project. That's
Roll
fine. I'm
it
gonna
for
kidnap
me.
y'all's stuff. Is it possible for me to take 20 and just take my time?
Roll it.
Damn you.
Y'all don't let me take 20.
What do you mean?
Fucking, oh, the clapback.
You bitch. 21 on the stat check.
Oh
Alright.
no, oh no, the consequences of my own actions.
Y'all are mean. Oh, and I've also got a D10. I don't give a shit. I'll add it. I'm just gonna add it preemptively. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, total of 22.
Nice.
I will say you can get the squares, the square, and simple designs within the square done in 2 hours a piece
Mhm.
for the cloaks. If you're wanting to do the square be solid embroidery, it will take a little bit longer.
Okay.
If
I'll
the square is-
I'll kidnap these pieces of apparel and put them
Okay.
back in my space.
Gotcha. That being said, sun rises on a brand new day in the lovely, peaceful city of Griffin. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're awoken to a shouted "Ew!" and you're not struck by worms, Seraphina, but you do see them fly through the air over the banister. Serafina, there were worms in my bed. Ew!
Oh my goodness. Where? Oh, where? And I look down at Gaia. Could those have come from?
Guy is just rolling around laughing. I have no idea. I have no idea where they could have come from.
Okay.
I thought worms were supposed to be outside.
I
No,
would.
you can get worms in your body, and sometimes you have to burn them out. So be careful.
Make a deception check.
That is not a lie.
But it's a lie in this context. Or it is deceptive in this context.
I meant it in the context that Roderick's probably had to get rid of ringworms on people before.
Oh yeah, I'm for sure. But he just threw like 2 largish earthworms over the banister, so.
Yeah, guy would know parasitic worms and would only put earth.
No parasitic worms. That's a 12.
Oh no.
Natural one.
Serafina! Did they come out of me?
No, honey. I pick him up and go. I think Gaia played a prank on you, and I'm like comforting him. I'm like, no, I think she just put them in your bed. You're fine.
But Roderick said you can get worms in your body.
I know. Roderick is talking about very drunk, intoxicated people who don't listen to their friends.
You can, Max. Look.
And she'll
You
take
see-
one of the worms and
Oh my god. I am.
They are
I-
quite
I-
tasty.
I message Gaia and go, we're going to put a pause on all of this right now.
Why do y'all do
And
this to me?
I wipe him, I get my basin with water. I wash his face and wash his hands. And I go, why don't you go downstairs and get something to eat? Everybody is so excited to see you, sweetie. I have to go get something from Valentine right now anyway, so I'll go down and have breakfast with you. And I go downstairs, and I am not happy with Roderick for saying that. I'm not happy with Gaia. And I escort Max to get breakfast, and I get the Mizanti letter from Valentine.
Gotcha.
When you get downstairs, Roderick's probably searching for earthworms that were thrown off of a banister with like a thick napkin.
God.
How's
Yeah,
he carrying
with the-
around a thick napkin, Mr.
Like-
on fire?
Something that isn't immediately flammable that he could use to pick up earthworms without roasting them on his
He's got
metal
tongs.
skin. Yeah.
He clicks them a couple times to make sure they work.
It's like
Yeah,
worms drive to the sidewalk, but they're just on your hand because you're trying to carry them out.
Me.
I don't like that.
You weren't supposed to.
Me neither.
Yeah, they're not hard to find.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you
Go
got
to
called
the
out.
alley.
You were lying. Ringworms are a fungus.
Oh.
You are lying liar.
I guess I am. Kent's a liar, not Roderick.
Roderick's just dumb. You're right.
That's true.
Which actually, to be fair, he wouldn't know the difference. He wouldn't know it's a fungus, so hey,
Yeah.
All right,
close
so
enough.
is there anything anyone would like to, in particular, accomplish for today? I know Serafina will be delivering the letter during her shift at the Carnation. Does anyone else have any major projects? If not, we will be moving ahead to the Maximilian drop-off situation with Spiros on the following day.
Only thing I will point out, Gaia still has that kind of ghostly white anklet. That is new.
Good question.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's a very good point. Actually, hold on, I gotta double check if that's something I took. It is not. God damn it.
What?
I remembered we had other people who could do it in the party, so I didn't take detect magic as a as one of my rituals.
You fool.
Yeah, I don't have that.
And I fuck it. Old man powers activate. Apollinaire
Hey,
is
what you
gonna.
got on your thing there?
What you got there? What's that? he's gonna.
What the
He's,
ankle do?
he's gonna wait until a guy is like occupied doing something, and he's just going to just kind of. Gaia, it just looks like you acquired a new piece of jewelry. What is that anklet? Where'd you get it from?
Oh yeah. I remember everybody was sad about something. And then I got my anklet and I was feeling better.
You got it from where?
I don't know, it was here.
Ludwig?
I didn't do it.
Can you come here, please? You're
Oh,
not
yeah,
in
sure.
trouble. What? Good gracious.
Yes, you are.
Could you? And you're sure that you do not know where it came from, Gaia?
I mean, probably from me.
You just
Magic.
appealed.
It's magic. Nobody gave it to me.
Ludwig, can you see if there is anything magical about this anklet that appeared on Madame Gaia?
Sure, not no problem.
I will, in fact, not cast Detect Magic. I will cast Identify on it.
He got low.
Let me take a read on what identified is.
I'm gonna let this one resolve between Gaia and Roderick.
So, hold it. It is weightless, and semi-solid.
Oh.
Semi-solid, as in, like,
As in semi-solid.
gelatin?
I would describe it as. I imagine everybody here has seen some of the Harry Potter movies.
Yes. Yes, Christopher, there are a bunch of white people in this Skype call. You didn't have to call us out like that.
Okay, everybody call off the house name we are. So the scene where Albus Dumbledore takes the little strand out of his brain and puts in the liquid. That it is like that.
Technically
Interesting.
speaking, per Identify's wording, it would not read as anything at all for Roderick.
Oh, I know mechanically what this is, I think.
If that didn't work, I'd do the Detect Magic next.
Yeah, you get that.
What school?
Enchantment.
I definitely know what that is. I love that. I love that spell. I think it's very cool. Underutilized. Is it harmful or?
I don't know, it's some kind of enchantment spell it is on her, it seems like. It doesn't seem to be like an item or anything, it's a magic effect or a magical thing.
Gaia? Does that sound familiar?
Let me check something real quick. She'll open up her book. I do have a spell.
What spell is that?
It is an enchantment. I can hide thoughts.
You can hide them.
Yes.
That sounds very helpful. Is that what you have done here?
You got any other jewelry that's false?
No, I just have my collar. I don't remember.
I won't poke the fucking anklet like
Squish.
squish. Ugh. I don't like that at all.
Why are your memories so squishy?
Why are your memories squishy? Ugh. I mean, if you,
I mean, I can try to cast the spell, and I don't know.
I just want to be sure that there's not anything harmful going on.
Well,
I mean, you did this spell, so you know how the spell works, right? If you took your memory out, put it around your ankle.
Yeah, I probably.
So, I mean, how you get it back then? You have to eat it or something.
My
Yeah.
guess would be I can cast the spell again and it will go away, or I can read minds. So I could probably read the spell.
Get someone else read your memory. Could you give it to someone else? That seems kind of handy. If you could.
That is a DM question.
Can someone else read it?
Oh wait.
I was gonna say, I
Okay,
think
yeah, you can.
it's in there.
Yeah,
I think
casting
it-
spell while holding a thought strand.
Yeah, somebody else has to also be able to cast it to be able to read it, which is what makes it a little whack.
Well, they can cast if they can cast that spell, or if they cast detect thoughts on it.
Mhm.
So they don't have to have encode thoughts to be able to do it. They can know.
You can't just say it out loud, Cody. Leave
Everyone
some
has figured it
mystery.
out. Thank you very much.
Um,
Plus, it helps it for the viewers.
That's part of the mystery, though. It's part of the fun. Gosh.
I don't think that I could. I think I'm the only one that could read it.
Alright. Okay. Yeah, no problem.
I mean,
It's alright. It's just,
I could
if it is
cast
not,
it again to figure out what it is.
if it is not harmful to you, then I will not apply. I just
Well,
wanted to be sure.
Well, I mean, it makes things kind of weird, right? Because I don't know what memory it is. And I can't ask you because you're the only one that would know, but you don't know because it's around your leg.
it's not of my parents dying.
I kind of figured that was like the worst thing, right?
I still remember that. What could be worse?
Guy,
Are you sure you cast it?
I mean, the only way I would know is if I break. I
someone
guess break the
Sneak you a
cast thing.
memory. Maybe someone left you a memory and put it around your ankle.
Well,
It's
Gaia
possible.
will hold it in her hand
Oh no.
Oops, all trauma.
and cast encode thoughts.
With almost a physical impact, it feels like. The memories that you have suppressed return to you in full, vivid color.
Gaia.
I don't want this. I don't want this one. I remember now why I got rid of this one.
Alright.
It's Max.
Max is okay. He is alright.
What about me?
Yeah, we just got some breakfast, Gaia. What's going on?
Max is like peering over the banister from up on the balcony.
She'll start crying and begin she'll sorry, I was debating between two things.
No problem.
With the snap of her fingers, And assuming that Max is willing, she'll vortex warp him to her
Oh shit.
and give him a hug.
He just gets on the other side and vomits.
What does vortex warp look like again? If you've said it before, I have forgotten, and I want to hear it.
It was a magical twist around another creature, but
I meant for you.
For Gaia, it is a bending of the edges of reality around the person. Kind of an illusory swirl.
All right. Yeah, y'all see that as he described it. Just kind of a fold in the air opening up, and Max is there. He just,
It's okay.
oh shit!
Max language.
Maximilian. Is that his foul language?
On the balcony, and now I got down here, and I did not move.
But you did
He
move.
looks
You were
like
down.
somewhere between terrified and excited.
That's
It's
pretty cool.
just magic. Just magic, my dear.
Which, on the topic
And
of
He leans in real
man-elves,
close and he says, "Did I do that?"
Yes.
on the topic of man-elves, Gaia, it is rude to affect ourselves with magic without your permission.
I can do magic.
Oh shit.
And you like see him like gesturing, like. How did I do it?
You should show them downstairs your magic and tell them.
Yes! He takes off running. You hear tick, 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 tick. Doesn't even shut the door.
I looked
Oh,
at
did-
her. Really?
I didn't think he was gonna run off with it quite so handily.
Guile sit down on the floor and hug her knees. I can't stop seeing it. And I understand that he is okay. But you said that they won't take him. And I can't deal with the idea that he will not be safe.
Gaia, we've organized it with Spiros. He's gonna wherever this trusted friend is. I believe he will be safe there.
Guile punched the ground. I know you like him. All humans have done is hurt my family. I do not trust them. I do not.
Gaia, it is.
Sylvanwood was supposed to be safe to him. It was supposed to be home.
And if I can get the king to approve of it, it will be home, and he will be with me, and you and I can set up a little cottage where nobody can get to us, and it'll be great and fantastic. But until that happens, the king and the council do not want humans.
Well, fuck the king and the council.
Yeah.
It is not their wood. It is the wood of the people who live there. The people like me and people like you and your family. They should be able to decide who lives there.
My
Gaia,
dear,
the politics of the wood are so messed up. They're almost as messed up as Griffin or any place else. And you're right. Should they dictate who's allowed to come into the wood? Probably not. But until you have a group of stealth, like, assassins watching the border, they're the ones who make the rules. Because I promise you, even if I went to the most secret entrance that nobody else knows about, I would still get stopped, Max would be destroyed, and we would be imprisoned. And so do I like sending him away to people that I don't know? No. But right now, this is the only thing we can do. Unless you want to abandon the mission. And then, yes, you take Max and hide in a wood that's not the Sylvan Wood. And this is not meant to shame you because you know how much I love him.
They'll just find him.
They'll just find him. So, I pull you to your feet. I grab you by your shoulders gently and look you in the eye and go, the best way to keep him safe is to end this. The only way to get him to us so that we can have that beautiful vision of being in the woods together is to end this. Because if I can do something big enough to affect the king's favor, that's the only way that this is going to happen.
Do not let me find out what is in the purse, in the anklet again. Show
Yes.
casting code thoughts again.
Okay.
And like that, Gaia, you feel that crushing weight of hopelessness and horror at what you witnessed drain out of you like a bathtub that had the plug pulled. And you don't understand why Serafina looks so intense right now.
Is everything alright?
I soften my features and pull you in for a hug and go, yes. We're just...
Did we figure out what was in the bracelet?
We did, and we're just gonna leave it there.
Okay.
So, for now, why don't you go downstairs? Because I think that you convinced Max that he has magic, and he's trying to show people that he has the magic.
He is pretty magical. I will be back.
And
All right. Gaia, when you get downstairs, you see magic like standing around like 5 or 6 of the fighters who are, entertaining him in like a friendly way, like, oh, let us see it, little man. Or that's not the right accent.
Little man!
Franz
We had to
Conrad.
see your magic.
Monsieur, monsieur, monsieur. Little man, let us see what you can do. I'm sure you've got it. One more try.
She'll cast minor
There,
illusion.
there.
Make little sparks come out of his fingers.
I did it! You see, I just did it! I did it again! I didn't do the same thing, but it was something! And he's just losing his mind. At first, he goes, oh shit. They're like, oh, he did do something. Then they see a guy over there, and they're like, oh, that Maximilian, that was really impressive. Keep it up.
When Gaia leaves, I kind of like to ask Serafina.
You think that's the best idea? It seems kind of wrong for her to do that.
Roderick, everybody deals with hard things differently. And right now, if that is what Gaia needs to keep her here, then we should respect the wishes that because she did it to herself knowingly. This wasn't cast on her. She's trying to protect herself. And I look over to Apollinaire and go, we all do things to protect ourselves. And when this is over and we're safe, I will take her to the woods and build that cottage where no one can find us, and we can help her heal. Not just from the bad memory of Max nearly dying, but also the other things that she has gone through.
I mean, if you think so, I just, I kind of feel like it's the opposite of dealing with it, right?
It is, but sometimes we have to do things that protect ourselves. And unfortunately, your healing magic will not magically make her forget. It is something that she has to process through, and she's clearly not ready for it yet. So let's honor her wishes. I have work to do, letters to deliver, and we need to prep for Max's leaving tomorrow.
Another quick thing. You ever kind of feel like, when you're talking about the Sylvans and stuff, like, don't take this the wrong way, that maybe they're not really good people?
Roderick, there's a lot of big feelings that I have right now in terms of that lots of conflict and inside myself regarding my people. So, no, I don't think that they're very good right now. Especially since they won't let me save a little boy.
Right. Cause, like, my friend got killed because we accidentally wandered into the Alton borders, and I kind of feel like if the same thing could happen to Max,
The difference is the borders between those various countries are nebulous. It's not like there's a giant, fence that says Altus or Griffin or whatever. Well, that's a lie. With Griffin, there's a giant wall. You can't miss the wall. When you go to the wood, there's a giant wood. You have to. Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you have to walk through the trees and purposefully cross the border of those trees.
right,
It does not justify execution.
Woods and stuff grow, right? I mean, tree, and then acorn, tree, acorn, tree.
But the woods are full of people like Gaia
Alright,
who
so
believe
say-
that humans have done nothing but wrong them.
I know. Yes.
Oh, say I was a normal bloke, and a human, and I was on a trail and I had to pop off to do my business, and I went behind a tree at the edge of the elven woods. Would they be like, "Excuse me, sir, you can't be here"?
Would I know? DM,
Generally speaking, if a human were to get close to an area like near where one of the official border forts are, they might get warned away. But if a elfin scout were to find, within the actual wooded area, the official part of the Sylvan Wood, and they saw a human, it would probably be kill his ass.
Yeah, it's just like a bow, an arrow to the heart I mean, I looked at Roderick and go, I can't justify any of this. This has happened before me, and it will probably happen after me. So I'm not trying to change the politics of the Sylvanwood right now. I'm just trying to get them to let a little boy live with me so I can take care of him away from the bad.
Right, but you're still working for him, right?
I think I'm just gonna put a hand on Seraphina's shoulder. I think that this is a conversation for another time.
Yes, can't. I don't know how to explain politics to this person up on there, and then leave. I go downstairs.
All right. With that, just super uplifting conversation. As the day wears on, with your emotional turmoils, I feel like I say this about 3 or 4 times each day. If there is nothing else that anyone would like to do, you'll do your shift, and we're gonna see if Mazanti arrives.
Roderick would like to go if there are any booze hidden around the the theater. Like to get some and put it in the stein.
I think we have already established that there were leftovers from y'all's celebration. So
yeah.
And since we haven't roleplayed disposing of the leftovers, they're still there.
All right, I'll get some, put it in a stein for whenever the meeting starts, and just slide it over, guy.
Gotcha. Perform your shift. It's about 4 hours of musical performance during the prime operating hours. They have lesser musicians that round out the front and back edges of your slot. No sign of Mazanti.
Okay.
But in 2 days, you've got another shift. So
yeah,
it's fishing, not hunting.
Yep.
So the plans to meet haven't been established because you sent word with Alikos.
Mm-hmm.
How are y'all planning to make contact? Because this is the day after, which means tomorrow is the day you're planning to make the trip.
Yeah, I think that I continue to use this Fox Messenger of I send it to Alikos and say, tell me where we are meeting you and your brother. And
you get a very rapid response within the hour. It is a location described as kind of a clearing, kind of a stopping point a few miles outside of the city gates. So not quite to Clearwater. So probably about a little over, somewhere between a half hour and an hour's travel out of the gates.
Okay. Great. So
at noon.
Okay. So when I get back from my shift, I let everybody know what time and where, and because it's late, I make sure that Max is tucked into bed. I read to him even, and at that point I start packing a little rucksack of things for him. You're muted.
Easily done. Yeah, I realized it right as I finished the word. Apollinaire, I'm assuming you're going to be spending your downtime getting the rest of that embroidery done.
See,
right.
I forgot you can't see me in Skype.
Yeah, no, I can't see you right now. So I'm going to let that first roll carry over since it's the same project. So with another 8 hours, I will say you get the details filled in and you complete your embroidery.
Hell yeah. Is that including the square attached to the chain?
Yes.
Sick.
As for the preparatory stuff, you get Max's things packed. You get the mounts prepared if you're taking any. And y'all can make your way out of the city. Any things to do beforehand?
I would like to use a channel divinity to make Max a little child-sized, functionable kite shield.
Sick. How are you presenting it to him? Actually, that's a good question.
Whenever we're leaving, it's gonna be in a backpack.
Sorry, taking ibuprofen. He's getting a splitting headache right now. Yeah, it's great. So you just hand him like a bag with the shield in it?
Well, I it's when saying goodbyes are to happen.
Gotcha. So you're holding on to
yeah.
that for the time being. Okay.
Yeah.
So
When we leave, I'd like to go ahead and give out assigned cloaks and necklace real quick as we're getting ready to depart. Like, oh, I almost forgot. I was thinking that while we have the little fox, the fox had such what brooches, the brooches that Logic made that is makes us as a group. I mean, noble individuals usually have symbols of their own personally. So, boom, boom, and chain for for fucking Roderick, so that it'll rest on a piece of him that is not like the cloth will rest on a piece of him that is not on fire.
I'll make this.
Like, as long as it's not in the crevice, like, he's really hot to the touch, but it's not gonna, like,
right,
ignite.
Yeah, I made sure it was of, like, everybody else's is sewed, like, it's in the thing. His square is, like, canvas instead of cloth. But, yeah, they're basically with fucking individual heraldry of a kind. Sewn into the breast of Seraphina's cloak is, like a very kind of ornate air quotes, ornate as close as he can do, with more of like a bronze or gold like thread, fucking hell, what is it called, like a violin, with along the bowstring, instead of a standard bow, just a long, very slender, like long knife, almost in as close to his imitation of like elvish style of blade as he would be aware of. Roderick's is a relatively plain, in that his is a practical application of his stuff of a large, like, heavy shield being struck almost like an anvil by a blacksmith's hammer, with like some little bit of like sparks flying off of it, and on Gaia's is multicolored, like unnaturally colored, like what are clearly supposed to be like some leaves and the like, with a couple of like colored dots, and very, since it's a little embroidery, so just a couple like in among the leaves, almost like Cheshire cat style, like eyes.
I promptly put the cloak on, tap it, and go, "Thank you, Apollinaire."
Yeah,
This
it's
is
great.
I love it.
You're very kind.
Yeah. And in the same, along the same lines of Roderick with having a present for Max, I think at some point over the previous couple of days of like errands, I have bought a dagger that I'm going to wrap up and give to the like caretaker to provide at the correct time. But that's not right now.
Gotcha. So with gifts collected and some handed out, you leave the city. It is a completely cloudless day. Like maybe a couple like those light scuttling clouds, but otherwise blue skies and bright sunshine. It is a mite warm. Y'all are entering into the summer months, but it's not crazy hot. Not yet. Got a few more weeks before it gets unbearable. I'll travel out. There's some light traffic coming to or from Clearwater. Maybe a Zoridi, like merchant caravan coming in for trade. That's a pretty regular occurrence. get to the small branch road that the instructions indicated, taking you a couple 100 meters off the main road. You see the little clearing. It's got some trees. You can see where people have camped here before. Just a very small creek going by. You can see it feeds into Clearwater River further down, but it's no more than a few feet wide. And you see Spiros. He is not wearing civilian clothes. He is not wearing his military outfit. He is wearing like a caravan guard outfit, like a unadorned breastplate over plain leathers, and just like a yeoman's hat, with a unremarkable long sword at his hip, and he is watering his horse at the creek. Turns around, and I'm not going to go by passives. I want perception checks.
He casts Fireball!
Bam. Destroys Roderick's shield.
10!
16.
17.
We're getting better. We're going up. That's good. Up is good.
12.
We have
That's back down.
12, 10,
Sorry.
16, and 17. Is that
Yeah.
the answers? Anyone
I'm
who
old.
rolled a 15 or higher will see, just for the barest moment as he lays eyes on you, a hint of fear. But he just closes his eyes and gives his head a shake, and it is good to see you. Little Max, how are you? And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
No!
Damn you to hell. Where's our level 7 Dungeon Master? Give it to me. I want to cast Wall of Fire.
Give it to me.
Give me my Wall of
Interesting
Fire.
that you say that, because you will be getting level 7 at the end of your next long rest. You have a
Yeah.
short campaign like this, only 20 sessions. We got to keep those levels coming, right? If we're gonna
We'll
make any
get to level
progress.
20, right? 20
Yeah.
sessions.
Oh,
Level 20.
shit. We're
Yeah.
behind. We are very behind.
Yeah, we are.
So,
I agree.
whoever the fill-in controller is, I'm gonna need you to
Oh.
let me know who we're rating.
Oh,
While you figure
good
that
question.
out,
Let's see here.
I'm gonna remind everyone that we are Hard Knock Dice, and you can catch us here at Wednesdays from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Saturdays for the Across Eberron campaign, DM'd by the absentee Jonesy, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Additionally, we are continuing to raise money with Extra Life, which is a charity program that we are partnered with, raising money for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, not Children's Hospital of Atlanta. That mistake has been made many times. But you should be getting a link dropped in chat by one of these lovely fellows here soon. Donate money. Helps people out. There's no downside. Doesn't have to be a lot. Takes only a little bit to really make a difference if everyone is giving a little bit. So that being said, we are going to be rating Demi-Plane RPG. And I've been reminded of Extra Life. They have no faith in me. Wow. Okay. But with that, you guys have a great rest of your evening. Stick around and see these people who I'm sure are almost as good as us, because we are perfect. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.